unkind, friendly, your worst enemy, charming, crass, and potentially dangerous. Have you ever heard of such? I'm invisible and impossible to touch.
What's up, it's your boy, I know Mercy, the Mad Hatter, here again to talk about the, I want to say, well, I guess you can call it a demo. The first gameplay reveal of Marvel's Avengers from Square Enix. Uh, yeah, a lot of people were kind of iffy about what was shown at E3. I think they had a playable demo in San Diego Comic Con this past summer, but obviously I couldn't play it. Um, so this is kind of the first time the general public was able to see what this game was actually going to look like, and so far it actually looks pretty good. It's all pre-alpha gameplay, so there's some issues here and there. There's some janky animations. It's a little floaty. Nothing is exactly perfect, but it has a surprising level of polish for the state that it's actually in, and it looks like a really great game. It's not breaking the mold or anything like that, but I'd actually say that Insomniac Spider-Man did a lot with what it had, and this might be really big, really something no one would have expected. Something really cool and big and everything like that. But it looks like it's going to be a fairly standard third-person action game, and you know what? That's fine. Not every game needs to innovate, even the bigger ones. Everyone's going. Everyone's going about God of War 4, and I'm gonna bring up comparisons to that in a little bit later, and I'm pretty sure you know where. Everyone was talking about God of War 4, how it was this big, new, cool, innovative thing. It really didn't do anything that original or new. In fact, honestly, from what I've seen, it felt like a step back from the previous God of War games. It was different, but it wasn't necessarily better, But this, it feels like a fairly standard action game. So in that case, it's less what does it bring new to the table, and more what does it do with the established formula that is better than the average. It doesn't have to bring anything new. It just has to do It just has to do what's already been done good, well. So we already know, like, it's the A-Day event. It's right at the very beginning of the game. We already know what happens. Someone attacks San Francisco while the Avengers are there. There's a big explosion. A bunch of people die, and for whatever fucking reason, the American people blame the Avengers, because that always fucking happens. Whenever anything fucking bad happens, people just automatically blame whatever superheroes weren't able to prevent it, because that's how it fucking works, isn't it? That is how it works. Something bad happens, people need a scapegoat, and the 5 superpowered beings who are ordinarily able to stop fucking alien invaders, it's a pretty good scapegoat, So, but we actually do get to see, like, the entire 80 event. Every one of the Avengers that were there, we actually get to see what they can do and everything like that. And we get a better example of that characters are. Well, we already know what the characters are, but how they're being presented in this game, and it all feels more or less right. On a characterization standpoint, I really can't think of anything too bad or too, like, out of character or anything like that. I actually do want to talk about the designs real quick, because that's been a big point of contention for a lot of people, and they're not amazing, but they're not terrible. Honestly, I've always felt that Captain America was kind of the worst of them. They all have elements of their MCU counterparts to them, bits and pieces taken from here and there. Cap seems like the most. It feels like the design team was the most indecisive with Cap. Like they wanted it to be like the MCU, like the Steve Evans Cap, but Chris Evans Cap. Uh, but they also wanted it to be a little more original, and they couldn't exactly. They couldn't like they couldn't agree on, or they couldn't come to a consensus on what was the best parts to bring from the MCU and which parts were best to bring from comics and which were original and everything like that. It looks fine. It's not the best Cap design I've ever seen. Um, but I actually do like the design of the shield at least. When he's in combat, it looks like, I don't know if it's just visual effects to help gameplay. Like energy trails when you do certain attacks in certain games to help you keep track of where you're punching and shit like that, or if it's actually something built into this version of the shield where there's a red light that kind of in case like there's like LED lights or something in the shield that light up. At first I thought it was maybe some kind of like Jax's arms in Mortal Kombat 11, where the more damage you do, the more heat it generates, and you can do bigger attacks like that. But I don't think that's the case. Like, I don't know. It feels like that, but I don't think that's the case. And well, Cap's gameplay was fine. He was on the helicarrier. I think it's supposed to be a new experimental helicarrier called a Chimera, and that's what the bad guys were after, or what they want to blow up in order to make the Avengers look bad. And Cap's on this thing, and he's fighting off goons. They aren't like Hydra or anything; they're just nondescript goons, and everything like that. And it's fine, it's what you expect. Like, it's Captain America doing what you expect Captain America to do. He punches, he kicks, he throws his shield, and everything like that. It all looks fine. But that actually comes up a little bit later in the trailer. I was talking about Cap. I wanted to just go right into what his deal was. It seems like every character has like a special ability or like a big finishing move to do. Cap's is just he smashes the shield into the ground and it causes an earthquake somehow. I don't know. Video games, it just happens. And you can't really say. There's really not much to say about Cap. He's Captain fucking America. What do you want? The demo actually starts with you controlling Thor, and that is interesting because it's basically a better version of God of War. I'm just gonna come out and say it like you have full 3D, you have full freedom of movement in 3D for one fucking thing. Like, you aren't like the camera isn't plastered onto your back, so you have to only move forward, and then you can only spin. Like, it's how about in God of War 4 isn't as good as people say it is. But it looks fine. Like, it's a pre-alpha build, so it's hopefully it'll get better. It looks fine for the most part. Your usual hack and slash action adventure action game shit. There are a lot of really cool moves you can do. You can grab people, you can throw people, you can actually hit someone so hard they just fly off. That's kind of cool, and it plays into how Thor usually is. You can just whack a motherfucker away. And how it incorporates thunder and flight into gameplay, it all feels really good, with Thor at least. You have a bunch of different special abilities that are all connected to his thunder god powers. You can call down lightning, you can throw people with lightning, you can obviously you can throw Mjolnir and shit like that, but you can also like create mini tornadoes to hold people in place, and then fucking thundershock them to death and shit like that. what is kind of cool is that you can actually throw Mjolnir at an enemy, pin him to a wall, beat up all of his friends, and then call Mjolnir back. And you can, and just like you can just whack a motherfucker away, you can just throw Mjolnir at someone, knock them away, and then call it back. Like it's how Thor fights, basically. Um, there's been a few games based on the Marvel Cinematic Universe before they decided these aren't making us enough money. We're gonna stop making them. But there was the 2011, I believe, Thor game. It's one segment of a full game that's gonna have more characters, and it's a better representation of what Thor can do than that entire fucking game. It's fucking insane. But it's again, you got a little bit of how Thor it deals with people, how he talks, because the entire thing you're basically like saving civilians and crap like that. So you can see Thor interacting with like police officers and scared civilians and stuff like that, and like it's really cool to see stuff like that. And what's kind of cool is that while Thor is doing his thing, you're playing the sword, Iron Man comes in, and you don't switch to him immediately. I don't know if it feels like other heroes will come in to assist you in certain gameplay situations. I don't know if you can just switch between them like on the fly. Okay, so there's obviously there's a pretty big elephant in the room, but I'm gonna get to that. I swear it's that after I go over the demo itself. So Thor's Iron Man is just kind of helping out Thor, picking off bad guys where Thor maybe misses them, just does cleanup duty while Thor does his thing, and so then it transitions pretty fucking seamlessly into an auto flying section with Iron Man, and that's pretty cool. It's the usual fucking Star Fox shoot down guys while you're just flying automatically. Like I don't think you're in control at this point, other than just going up and down and firing and shit like that. Like I don't think you're flying manually in this part. At least, I mean, you might be. I don't fucking know. But that's what it seems like. It seems like it's an auto flying level, and then you just ground combat Iron Man, and Iron Man feels like Iron Man. Like that's the baseline of all this. They feel like the characters they are, and so that's like just on its own a massive plus for this game that it has this many characters, and there's certainly going to be more, and they all feel like themselves. Like they aren't like it isn't like in Marvel Ultimate Alliance where they're all like they all have their own unique abilities and skills that make them feel like their characters, but for the most part it's just they all basically fight the same way. It's their special abilities that make them different in the Ultimate Alliance games for the most part. The characters all feel genuinely unique. So that's a huge plus for this. And he's doing the repulsor blast, doing the unibeam, he's doing the missiles and everything like that, and he's flying around, and it's cool that you can actually like hover and shoot and stuff like that. A lot of people have been obviously making comparisons to this with Anthem, and I'm pretty sure this one, again, it's a small segment of this whole game, but I'm pretty sure that the Iron Man segments are gonna come across way better than Anthem ever did. So that's just fun to think about. Then after that, obviously, Iron Man, you find out that the bad guys are actually using stolen Stark tech, because of course they are. Because that's always that is always how it is in fucking Iron Man. Someone steals his tech, he has to kick their ass and take it back or destroy it. Like that's Iron Man's story in a nutshell, basically. People always trying to steal his shit, and after he does all that, but then it switches to Hulk, and Hulk is kind of so far he's the character I'm most looking forward to playing as. because like it's just visceral destruction, and that's just always fun. Like I can talk about how like all the characters feel like themselves. Hulk is just picking up fuckers and throwing them. He's smashing them into the ground. He can pick up two dudes and smash them together, and like it's fucking hilarious. But even the traversal as Hulk, it's really fucking good because you can like climb on billboards and trucks and pieces of debris and just jump along the bridge and crap like that. And you know there's gonna be more of that in the main game. There's gonna be a whole platforming section that's built around the way Hulk moves and everything like that. It's so fucking cool, and he's destroying these giant fucking repulsor tanks. And of course it has the scene you saw in the E3 trailer where he picks up the tank, the dude falls out, and he just kicks him aside. I think Troy Baker plays Hulk in this. Well, he plays Bruce. I don't know if he's also playing Hulk. I think he is, but they're digitally modifying his voice so it sounds more monstrous. I'm a little disappointed that they didn't get what's his face? Fred Taranowski? The dude who usually plays Thor to voice him in this. Square kind of made a big thing about how, like, oh, we got this all-star cast of voice actors and stuff like that. And I mean, they're fine. Travis Willingham plays a great Thor. I believe Nolan North is playing Tony Stark in this, and like that's it. Okay, yeah, sure, I can believe that. I think Troy Baker is Banner in this, but I don't know. Not sure they're getting very well in this because there's going to be other characters they name drop Nick Fury. Fury's going to be in this, and of course it's going to be the Samuel L. Jackson Fury because I don't have anything against let's just call him David Hasselhoff Nick Fury because that's I have nothing against Hasselhoff Nick Fury, but just Samuel L. Jackson Nick Fury is that is Nick Fury now. That's just how it is. And I have nothing against that. I'm completely fine with Samuel L. Jackson just being Nick Fury from now on. But yeah, they have the whole gameplay was fucking great. I'm probably gonna have the most fun with him. Then it goes off to the Captain America stuff, which I just described. Then the not the main villain, obviously, because he's never the main villain. I think he's going to be the main villain in the Black Widow movie, which is ironic because this is the Black Widow section of the game. But it's Taskmaster. Taskmaster shows up, and he has this sonic cannon thing that's destroying the bridge even more. Even though by this point it's barely a bridge, but he's destroying it more. Fuck it. Like I said, Widow fights him. It's really cool because it's a really cutesy heavy segment because Taskmaster has a jetpack. Widow jumps on jetpack, punches him in the head a bunch of fucking times, and steers him around, avoids shit. It's actually kind of fun because you actually see Thor, Hulk, and Iron Man trying to hold the bridge together while Widow and Taskmaster are flying around. It's kind of fun. Then they have their own. Then they have the one-on-one duel. It's really fucking cool. It seems like they have, instead of the usual batons that Widow usually has, it kind of looks like she's using tonfas. I'm not sure. I could be wrong, but it looks like she's using tonfas. And so I guess not. It doesn't really matter. But it's just different. Well, obviously, with Taskmaster, his big gimmick is photographic mimicry. He can copy your moves almost exactly, and he does eventually do that. And he starts avoiding Widow's attacks, but then she pulls out her super special ability, which is turning fucking invisible. Because, you know what? Yeah, she's a goddamn spy. She would have something like this. Why not? So she turns invisible, kicks his ass, and then feels like, oh shit, you're just a distraction, and something. You still don't know what the fuck it is. Something brings down the helicarrier, and Cat seemingly dies. And that's the end of the trailer. It's the usual stuff we've seen, all the different cool fights and stuff that's gonna happen throughout the movie, game, and but we still hear that girl's voice, like narrating everything, and like I've always thought it was gonna be Kamala, but now we know for absolute certainty that yes, the girl narrating this was in fact Kamala Khan because we see her. We actually see her while all this is happening, while she's on the helicarrier, and there's actually Terrigen mist coming up through the vents of some of the through the helicarrier, and she actually gets a good whiff of it. So she's gonna get her power soon, and it's definitely Kamala because it's a very young girl. She looks Pakistani, and she's wearing a fucking Captain Marvel shirt. So it's fucking Kamala. Um, so Kamala is going to be a major. Like I'm assuming that that Kamala's going to go through Terragenesis. She's gonna make her Miss Marvel costume. She's going to try and either bring the Avengers together or try and figure out what the fuck happened on A-Day, and then the Avengers just kind of form around her. I don't know, like it's going to be either one of those things, but Kamala is definitely going to be in this. She's going to be a central character, so that's cool. Like that's fun. I'm assuming Captain Marvel's going to be in this too. I mean, Miss Marvel's going to be in here. Technically, Miss Marvel isn't Captain Marvel's sidekick, but I mean, I have to imagine she's going to be in this, like at some point. I mean, you got fucking Ant-Man in here too. Why not Captain Marvel? But you know, I don't know. But yeah, that was Marvel's Avengers. It's pretty damn good. It looks fun. Not breaking the mold or anything like that, but for what it's trying to do, it looks fun. And like it's a fucking video game, guys. That's all we can really hope for. That it's fun, you know. Uh, Not sure what the fucking story's gonna be. It might be good. It might be like the weak point of the whole thing. I don't know. I don't know. But I am looking forward to it. I wasn't like cheering at the top of my lungs. I wasn't out of my seat, just oh my god, this is so awesome, like I was with Insomniac Spider-Man. But you know, it's because I'm a huge fucking Spider-Man nerd. I will say that art design wise, like I said, the characters look fine. I'm not crazy about the hyper realistic look it's going for. It seems like everything seems a bit washed out. It's not quite as well saturated as you'd think a fucking superhero comic would be. It at least feels like it's in the same universe as Insomniac Spider-Man, maybe a little different, but like I can see the two being connected in some way. I actually wouldn't be surprised if Spider-Man is playable in this game and he looks exactly like Insomniac Spider-Man, and he's voiced by Yuri Lowenthal. You know, like I wouldn't be surprised about that. And I always felt like they were incorporating little Easter eggs in PS4 Spider-Mans, and we're making other Marvel games, and obviously Marvel is pushing more games into specific franchises. You know, you got this, you got Ultimate Alliance. It's probably got a bunch of you probably got other stuff coming out. But I honestly I wouldn't be surprised if PS4 Spider-Man exists in the same universe as this game, and he actually shows up at some point. Okay. Oh, we gotta talk about it. So, the game's coming out May 15th of next year. That's, it's all well and good. It's just under a year away. You know, it's a pretty good time frame at the very least. And if you pre-order it now, you can get access to the closed beta, which I'm not going to, not because I don't want it, because I'm broke. I can afford it. But okay, so yeah, this is another fucking live service. That's what it is. You know, Crystal Dynamics has come out and said they're gonna support the game for years. And you know what? Maybe they're just saying, oh, we're gonna add in new DLC and new content and stuff like that. But I think it's already established that there's gonna be a multiplayer. There's gonna be a multiplayer component, and okay, this is you know what? It's the Avengers. It's a team-based game. You're gonna want to play with friends, and playing online is just a thing that exists now, and I'm glad it exists. You know, I'm really glad it exists. I can play with my friends, and it's all great. But live service games haven't exactly gotten a good rep in the last year or so. You know, Anthem completely shit the bed. Everyone's starting to turn against Overwatch because of this loot box bullshit. Loot boxes in general are getting massively shit on, and fucking we were expected to goddamn cheer at the fact that, oh, we're not putting fucking loot boxes in this game. Why would you need to? That's not an advertisement. Like, if I'm meeting someone and they say, don't worry, I'm not going to kick you in the balls, now all I'm thinking about is he going to keep that promise, and are my balls safe? You know? Like, now that you've planted the idea in the head that loot boxes could be in this, all we're going to think is, are they going to keep their promise and not put loot boxes in this? Probably not. But, I mean, it's Square. They're not as scummy as EA and Activision. So, maybe, but it's still, you put the idea in our heads. So now it's all most of us are going to think about. Because, fuck! On principle, I don't have a problem with this being a multiplayer online game. As, you know what, like Call of Duty or shit like that, as long as it has a satisfying single player campaign that's not 5 fucking hours. If it's a solid 10-hour campaign, you know, I'll be fine. Good 10 hours playing by myself, no whatever, or no microtransactions or any of that bullshit. It's just me playing this game by myself and enjoying the story by myself. Sure. Put some multiplayer shit in there. You know, I'd like to play as the Avengers with my friends. You know, I'm Hulk smashing shit. My friend is Iron Man blowing things up with laser beams. The other friend is Thor raining lightning down on motherfuckers. You know, Kamala's in there making her hands big and punching shit. We're having fun, you know? It's just, as long as the multiplayer bullshit doesn't overpower the single player bullshits, I'll be fine, you know? Like, this live service shit, it's not going anywhere anytime soon. It's making too much goddamn money. This is just a reality we have to live in. And it's only a matter of how bad does it get that we really have to worry about. Not is it going to happen, it's how bad is it going to be. So, kind of a downer ending, but it's what it is. No, I am looking forward to this. I do want to check it out. I hope it's good. You know, it'll probably get nice and polished up um, in between now and May. And one thing I will say about this that is kind of interesting is that the transitions between cutscenes and gameplay are really seamless. Like they're practically imperceivable, but there is a like it isn't a like I feel like this isn't a vertical slice situation, kind of like Watch Dogs and a lot of other Ubisoft games. There is a marked difference between gameplay and cutscenes. Like you can tell a difference in graphical quality between the two. So it seems like they aren't pulling bullshit on us, you know? I mean, they could be, I don't know, but it doesn't seem like it's going like they're pulling bullshit. So, by no mercy, the Mad Hatter. I really hope this is good.